Welcome to the deep dive. We cut through the noise, get you informed fast. Today, we're plunging into something, well, pretty fascinating, a real shift in global motorsport. We're looking at a nation that's really stepping on the gas, accelerating its presence. And it's not just about hosting the big races, but actually building a foundation for the future of racing itself. And right at the center of it all, the Saudi Motorsport Company, SMC, it's this dedicated group operating under the Saudi Motorsport Federation, the Ministry of Sports, all tied into the big goals of Vision 2030. So our mission today, let's pull out the key insights. How is SMC consolidating motorsport, expanding it, and really importantly, maximizing opportunities for people in Saudi Arabia? There's a quote from the chairman, HRH Prince Khalid bin Sultan Al Abdullah Al Faisal. He says, "It is essential that we focus our efforts on taking advantage of this incredible opportunity via the establishment of the Saudi Motorsport Company." Okay, let's unpack this then. How exactly has Saudi Arabia positioned itself to become, like I say, the future of motorsport? What's the strategy here?
That's the big question, isn't it? And SMC is basically the engine driving it.
Yeah.
They're responsible for hosting, yes, but also promoting these huge global events. But I think the key thing is it's more than just a calendar of races. It's about using these really high-profile platforms, drawing global eyes, getting participation, and that feeds back into their wider goals, developing a whole motorsport ecosystem that lasts.
Right, so it's strategic, not just putting on a show for show's sake. What are some of these major events then, the ones that really show this approach?
Exactly, and they're not messing around. I mean, they've gone for some of the biggest names out there. We're talking managing the Formula One Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Huge. Then there's the Dakar Rally, which is just legendary, iconic, and also the Extreme E Series, which is interesting in its own right, that focus on electric off-road racing. What's really compelling, I think, is these aren't just isolated events. They feel like, well, foundational pillars for a long-term plan, a sustained strategy.
And speaking of foundations, the speed they built the infrastructure is, well, it's kind of astonishing. Let's talk about the Jeddah Corniche circuit. That's the F1 track, right?
Yes, the home of the Grand Prix. And its story is pretty remarkable.
What made it so unique? The construction.
It really shows the level of commitment, the resources they're pouring in. I mean, just imagine building a proper world-class F1 circuit in 7 months.
7 months.
7 months they did it, built in record time, as they say. And it's noted as the first of its kind in the kingdom. That speed, it's not just about being fast. It hints at this incredible sort of top-down efficiency, getting things done on a timeline you just don't see elsewhere.
Wow.
And it's not just for the F1 stars either. The JCC has karting facilities too. That's key, for bringing people in, future engagement.
That is genuinely incredible. The coordination needed must be immense, almost mind-boggling. And it sounds like they're keeping the foot down, the momentum isn't slowing. What else is coming up?
Oh yeah, the pipeline's definitely full. Shows they're in it for the long haul. Looking ahead, you've got the Fanatec GT World Challenge Europe. That's a big deal in sports car racing. The Jeddah GT race is set for November 2024.
Okay.
And then a lot of buzz around the World Rally Championship.
Yeah.
The WRC, that's slated for 2025.
WRC, right. And the scale of these things. You mentioned Dakar earlier. I saw a news item from January 2nd, 2025 about the Dakar Rally launching then. It described it as a journey through Saudi Arabia's unexplored landscapes. But the number that jumped out was over 800 participants representing 70 nationalities.
Yeah.
That's huge. What does that kind of global draw signify?
That detail, the 800 participants from 70 countries, it really highlights a crucial point. It's not just about hosting. It's about global integration, global visibility. When you can attract that many people from that many places for one event, well, it says a lot about Saudi Arabia's capability and its growing reputation as a desirable place to host these massive international things.
Yeah.
It's a powerful statement.
Definitely. Okay, so we've got the huge international events, the super fast infrastructure build, but you mentioned the ecosystem. SMC is also looking at local engagement, right? And talent development, which feels absolutely critical for this to actually stick long term.
Exactly. And this is where you see how holistic the strategy really is. They've got community things like Cars and Quav, Saudi Arabia Jet Edition 5.
Cars and coffee, essentially.
Basically, yeah. But it's described as this unforgettable evening, stunning cars, great conversations, delicious coffee. The point is connecting fellow car lovers in a relaxed and friendly atmosphere. It's about building that passion, that culture from the ground up.
Right, so it's not just importing the sport, it's growing it locally and nurturing talent, too, directly.
Precisely. The grassroots enthusiasm needs a pathway, right? So they've launched things like the Saudi Next Gen program that started January 3rd, 2025. And its purpose is stated very clearly to support Saudi talents in motorsports and empower future motorsports champions in Saudi Arabia. So if you connect those dots, you see it's not just event hosting over here and local stuff over there. It's all linked.
Yeah.
It's a comprehensive approach, building the culture, developing the talent, aiming for a sustainable future where maybe Saudi drivers can compete on the world stage.
Makes sense. And that sustainability, that ecosystem, it needs a whole network of support, doesn't it? We saw some interesting partnerships announced for the Jeddah GT race in 2024. Like Amotis One came on board, Global Motorsport Logistics.
Yeah, November 13th, 2024. And that shows the operational depth. You need specialists like Amotis One to make these complex events run smoothly. But the partnerships go even wider, which is quite interesting.
Like what?
Well, Kudu Food and Catering, they joined up November 10th. They're
Yeah.
apparently known for revolutionizing the food sector there.
Okay, catering partner makes sense for a big event.
Sure. But then, get this, Kalo signed on November 7th. They're a company doing healthy, customized, ready meals.
Healthy meals for a motorsport event.
Right. It's kind of almost ironic. High-octane racing meets wellness catering.
Uh-huh.
But it really underscores how detailed this ecosystem approach is. They're thinking about everything, from logistics to, well, healthy lunches. It kind of sets a potential new standard maybe for how these huge sporting events are supported.
It really is a 360-degree view, isn't it? From the track right down to the catering trays. So let's recap quickly. SMC is firing on all cylinders. They're attracting and managing these top global events, F1, Dakar Extreme E. They're building world-class facilities like the Jeddah circuit at lightning speed. And crucially, they're also focused on building that local culture. Community events, nurturing talent with programs like Saudi Next Gen, all backed up by this wide network of partners covering everything from logistics to, well, healthy food.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. If we bring it all together, this deep dive really shows how SMC, with Vision 2030 as its guide, is moving super fast, transforming Saudi Arabia into a real hub for global motorsport. They're using the big international spectacles, yes, but also these really important local initiatives. It's all part of a strategic vision for growth and sustainability.
So what does this all mean for you, listening? Well, this provides a really potent snapshot, doesn't it? A nation making a deliberate, rapid strategic investment in a whole new area. It shows how a clear vision, backed by serious resources and focused execution, can just drive massive change and create opportunities you might not expect on a global scale. And that leaves us with something to think about. A provocative thought, maybe. Given this incredible speed, the scale of development, what kind of ripple effects could Saudi Arabia's rise in motorsport have on the traditional racing powerhouses, Or even on other countries looking to maybe diversify their own economies, their culture, through big sporting events? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.